He had Adesanya's pose and then Jose Aldo's no look. Let's see what he does with his style. That could be a nice mashup.
Nice setup with the jab. Gets his hands locked, takes him down. Textbook MMA. Textbook MMA. See how much easier a takedown really is with this correct setup. Used his hands to set it up. And now he's found back exposure. One hook. Is he around the neck? Is he around the neck already?
He seems to be.
Okay, they're both completely dry at this point as well. Like if there's ever a time that you're going to be able to keep position on somebody's back, it's right this very second, very, very early.
This is a very good position for Islam to be in. That's a nice reversal by Azaza and a bit of a waste for Islam. Now Azaza's corner is calling for him to be calm and to be thoughtful for whatever he does next.
With Azaza getting to top here, this is a great example of some of the things that we say to our guys. Like, you cannot go into a 9-minute fight and win every second. You will experience adversity. And if you're not expecting adversity, even if you think you're better than your opponent, then you're not going to be ready for when things don't go your way. And they will never always go your way. Like we've just seen another. He's got an Ezekiel choke here. He's trying to choke from the bottom here.
Can he get the Ezekiel choke?
That's genuinely trying to choke from the bottom. I've never seen that from bottom half guard. I've seen it from bottom mount. I've seen it from top. From bottom half guard is an interesting idea. And let's hope he's not burnt too much energy here, because he's vulnerable at the moment with that arm over the back. And he switches to an arm triangle grip, decides to give it up.
Can I just say, how much harder does a choke like the Ezekiel get with 6-ounce gloves on your hands?
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. Like, the only people you see finish with an Ezekiel are absolute specialists. So guys like Alexei Oleinik and essentially anybody who's ever trained with Alexei Oleinik. So the fact that you don't see those very frequently gives you a clean idea of just how difficult those types of things are. And now they've worked back to the feet. Azaza's secured the takedown against the fence. And the mistake there from Islam is holding them. Oh, no. The other way around, sorry, is the mistake from Azaza is holding the neck, and Islam is the one who scored the takedown here. Islam, of course, in the Venom shorts.
You could have just said Mohamed.
Yeah. And Azaza with the Venom shin pads, if ever you needed a bit more confusion.
Exactly. They're doing everything they can to confuse us. Yeah, but the thing I don't like by Azaza is that he's grabbing and he's holding Islam when he's trying to defend. He shouldn't be holding, he should be pushing away. That seems to me like he's a little bit inexperienced and he's still suffering from the pressure from the opponent.
Submissions might even work in the gym, but actually to understand in MMA, no, you're not going to be on your back. Top position really is important, and if it goes the distance, it's punches, not submissions, that people are looking for here.
Yeah, I agree. That could be a tendency that's hard to eradicate in a fighter that's confident in his guard game, particularly if he comes from jiu-jitsu. But again, being on bottom in MMA is a very difficult choice to make. You're either Charles Oliveira or you're most likely wasting your time.
Very few Charles Oliveira's out there.
There's very few Charles Oliveira. There might be no Charles Oliveira left in this world.
I actually joke a lot of the time, what happens if you're both level 100? So if you're level 100 and your opponent's level 100, then we see Charles Oliveira getting arm triangle choked. I'm sorry to say, considering he's one of my favorite guys.
I agree. That still hurts.
This round, we have seen Islam on top, dominating position. Oh, sorry, Azaza on top, dominating Islam, sorry.
He reversed the position, actually. He reversed the position and was able to get back on top. Exactly. It's the one thing that we're missing from all of these fights. Some lateral movement, some space control, some cage awareness, you would call it. Like being aware of the position you're occupying inside the cage and being aware of how to move in order to keep your opponent at bay. And again, that's a nice takedown by Islam, but I feel like it's a little bit of a gift by Saladino because he stood right in front of him after the shots.
I mean, credit where credit's due. You have to be able to act in that moment when you're given a takedown to take it.
Yes, absolutely.
You absolutely have to. That is a skill in itself, and we should absolutely commend Islam for that because he did such a great job. But I think Azaza is going to be a bit frustrated watching this back.
I agree. Especially with the corner calling him to get back, using the fence, and Azaza just not being able to. You can see how Azaza's left leg is trapped behind Islam's right elbow. That's a very intelligent technique. Islam is using his right elbow and his right leg to trap Azaza's leg, and now Azaza's left leg is stuck and he cannot get it back and get it close to the feet.
He wants a butterfly hook, doesn't he? And he's so close to getting it, because obviously if he has a butterfly hook, a butterfly hook, by the way, for anybody watching, is that shin on the inside of the hips. So not locked around his opponent, actually underneath his opponent. And that shin is something that he could then use to create space. But we can see at the moment his legs are around his opponent. And with the legs around the opponent, you can't really make space. You're essentially locking them to yourself, which is not a bad thing if you have a chance to throw up submissions. But Azaza does not have a chance to throw up submissions here, because Islam is just so smothering. And I think Azaza is probably watching this round get taken away from him and potentially the fight.
The mistake Azaza's making right now is keeping Islam's head on the outside. He should keep it on the inside so he's able to scoop back to the cage with his hips and gradually get back up and walk his way to the standing position again.
I think what we need to see here from Azaza is this understanding of what's going on. He wants to attack the hips, but the problem is he can't attack the hips because Islam's shoulders are low. He wants to therefore attack the shoulders, but he can't attack the shoulders because Islam's head is tight. So he wants to attack the head so that he can attack the shoulders so that he can attack the hips, which is 3 extra steps when all you can see him doing is trying to get his foot in front of the hips here with no success because of the head position. If Azaza lifted Islam's head clean up to the ceiling, like we see he's actually pushing his head down, which is a mistake here. If he lifted Azaza's head up, he could then move the shoulders. If he moved the shoulders, he could whip his legs in front.
That is so well explained. I'm not going to add anything to that. That was such a well explained standing back up system that I'm not going to add anything to that. And again, Azaza holding his guard and struggling to get control of his legs is difficult to watch because again he's trying to go to step 3 without having completed step 1, as you said. And credit to Islam. Aside from this heavy ground and pound, he was very diligent with his position and with his head position. He left no stone unturned, and he was diligent with his positioning. So credit to Islam.
He hit the floor.
Decisione unanime, Mohammed Islam!
Great work. Very competitive fight. Very competitive fight.
Very competitive fight. Yes, I think both of them from this fight will be surprised by what they did and will be taking away a lot of lessons. That is good experience for both of these guys. Both very young, very willing to learn, and they have a lot to learn from watching this fight back.
It's different, but man, have you learned some really important lessons, and you've come out of it without too much damage, and you've got an incredible spectator experience.